Okay, so today we have You Were Good in Your Time from Morrissey from Years of Refusal. This song was requested a couple weeks ago, I want to say, and the title again grabbed my eyes. And also, I did see the comment got a couple or a few likes, whatever it was. And I thought, why not? Let's get into it. I mean, my God. So anyway, this is 5 minutes long. Like I said, from Years of Refusal, which has a few bangers on it, I have to say. So let's get into it, talk about it after, and let's go. Morrissey Friday.
Tu me plais, tu sais.
Let the heart rest.
Dreamy.
Lay back your head. You were good in your time, and we thank you. You made me feel less alone. You made me feel not quite so deformed, uninformed, and hunchbacked. Time takes all breath away. You were good in your time, and we thank you so.
Gentle.
You said more in one day than most people say. In a lifetime, it was our time, and we thank you. An end of the right side. Your soft smile says, please understand, I must surrender. Then you grip with your now so small in mine. Are you aware, wherever you are, that you have just died?
Non, t'es contente, hein, de la tranquille.
Non, je suis ni contente ni tranquille.
T'as raison, parce que si tu te rendais, moi je suis capable de tout. Même d'aller te chercher dans ta cave.
Goodness. Took a turn.
Avant quoi? Je te désirais.
That sound reminds me of Death of the Disco Dancer. The intro.
C'est impossible d'aller me planquer ailleurs. Si je sors Plus de qui. Encore dans les
Well, my God, that was an unexpected turn, I have to say. My goodness, at the end there, anyway, after like the 3-minute, 15-second mark. Okay, so you were good in your time from Morrissey, of course. So this might be high praise, but I have to say, this is one of the best Morrissey songs I've ever reacted to. And again, just that title got me, you were good in your time. To be honest with you, I thought coming into this, Morrissey might talk about, maybe he was going to give a scathing review to somebody, I don't know, and talk about, it's going to be another thing of, Margaret Thatcher on the guillotine or whatever. Because, you were good in your time, kind of that thing of, you were good in your time, but go away now. We don't need you anymore, kind of a thing. And that's still kind of going on here, but it's a little bit more, I guess, it's a little different from that, I guess I have to say. But yeah, so I really enjoyed that. And Morrissey's voice was just so warm. He sounded so, I don't know, approachable. He sounded apologetic in this as well. And just, I don't know, nice, I guess I have to say too. And I said off the top that this, it sounded dreamy and it sounded gentle. And it was just, I don't know, I guess, when you talk about the song, now it seems to be about somebody on their deathbed, somebody dying. I think about the images of that, of loved ones surrounding somebody who's on their deathbed. Usually it's quiet. People are maybe crying. Probably you may have music going. Soft. It's kind of softly. It's kind of quiet. I mean, my God, and that's what's kind of going on here with the music. Because again, when somebody's dying, usually it's not going to be a bunch of hustle and bustle and loud noises, really. Especially when they're on their deathbed, waiting for death to come. But yeah, so I just love the gentleness of it. From again the great little guitar strumming, just so gentle and just cordial and just beautiful. And again, from Roger Manning Jr. on the piano and keyboards here. I've talked about him so much, and especially last week too. But I just love his sound. I just love the way he tingles those keys. It's just so beautiful. And to talk about that, I might as well talk about the rest of the musicians on this. So, of course, Boz Borer and Jesse Tobias were on guitar, Solomon Walker on bass, Matt Walker on drums, and like I said, Roger on piano and keyboards, as it is put here. But also, I have to say, too, hold the phone. I wanted to mention, because it was around like the 4-minute mark, because there was that transition from like the 3-minute, 15-second mark where, like I said, it was all kind of dreamy and, I mean, gentle and stuff. And then there was that shift. And maybe it was the shift because he says, and we'll get to the lyrics soon, but Morrissey kind of says, do you realize that you died, or whatever the hell it was. And then then there's a shift to kind of more eerie, kind of more ominous, darker music. And I guess that, it really fits because, now this person seems to be dead and gone. So, now the music changes. So I like that shift, I have to say. So that was, different. But it was around like the 4-minute mark. And I think, I did say during the video, I don't even know how to describe it. There's that scratching. I want to describe it as the guitar, but it didn't really sound like a guitar. It sounded like some kind of effect. I don't know what it was. But it reminded me of the start of the death of a disco dancer. And maybe I don't know if that's what they were trying to do or what, because I mean, obviously with that title, and we're talking about death here too, or maybe I'm just looking way too much into it, but I heard a little bit of, the intro of Death of a Disco Dancer, which is one of my favorite Smith songs too. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that was on purpose or what, or if, I'm just out of my mind, but that's what came to mind too. And I had to also say that here after the reaction. So anyway, with the first verse here on the lyrics finally, so let the heart rest, lay back your head, you were good in your time, and we thank you. So again, very thankful, but, let your head rest, you're done, let your heart rest, I should say, lay your head back, just, let death take over. And then we go on with the second verse, you made me feel less alone, you made me feel not quite so, deformed, uniformed, hunchback. And again, I love his delivery here, with the deformed, uniformed, whatever. Time takes all breath away, you were good in your time, and we thank you so. So again, so, thankful, and just that repetition there, just showing that so much. So happy that, they were happy for them in their time, but now it's kind of time to go. And I might as well say now, I feel like this is almost, and I might be wrong, maybe Morrissey is talking about one of his own idols or something, but almost it feels like this could be Morrissey on his own deathbed. And this seems like this could be an ex-fan or something, or somebody who liked Morrissey before, but now is kind of saying, I'm cutting ties with you. Because again, I think about how Morrissey's talked about that before and how fans have come and gone and, who don't like him anymore, whatever. And it seems like that could be, maybe a thing that's going on here too. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But I get a little bit of that where he talks about, your music, the Smiths, or or again, if it's Morrissey's idols, their music made him feel less alone, made him feel, not quite so deformed or uniformed. It made him feel better. Or like I said, if it is Morrissey on his deathbed, the Smiths made them feel good and, feel like they weren't alone anymore. But now it's time to go, Moz. I mean, my God, what are you doing here anymore? Then we go into the third verse. He said more in one day than most people say in a lifetime. It was our time, and we thank you. And again, the repetition of "and we thank you." Thank you so much, but go away. And just that whole point. Obviously, they had high praise for this person. You said more in one day than one person in a lifetime. So it's just like, I mean, obviously, what they said resonated with this person. And then we have the last verse, and and at the end of the ride, sigh, your soft smile says, please understand, I must surrender. And that, again, makes me think about, somebody who says, I used to like you, but I can't anymore. Whether it's Morrissey or whether it's an old Smiths fan, I don't know. Then you grip with your hand, and now so small in mine. Are you aware, wherever you are, that you have just died? And then we have the shift there, because again, I think about how this person is, we talk about how this person is dying, and then they die, and then there's a shift in the music, because now they're dead, and God only knows where they went. And so I love that shift, and how, kind of how dark and weird it turns. I didn't expect it, but it was nice. It was a nice little change for like the last minute and a half there. But yeah, again, I guess you can say down below what you think. Maybe, I don't think, because I do actually see, if I look at these comments, there are some people, because before coming into this, I did see a couple of things, talking about people who think it's definitely, I see a couple comments, it's definitely a reference to his idols, but also somebody says it also could be a reference to the Smiths as well. I see somebody else say, is it about the Smiths? No. So, this is just some comments off of songmeanings.com, so just to see some discussion or whatever of what people think about the song. And again, Morrissey has always been kind of, like I said before, he doesn't always tell you what the song's about. He's more about, talking about what your interpretation is. If you get it right or wrong, he doesn't really care. He's not really going to tell you what it truly means. But again, I think about how this is about mortality. Again, another song about mortality off of Years of Refusal. That seems to be quite the theme for the album. Hate to have the cut there and have a cough, but because I'm basically ending this now. But also, just comment down below what you think about this song, whether you think it's about Morrissey or the Smiths or one of Morrissey's idols, whatever this ballad has to be about. Because again, it is always up for interpretation, and I don't know if I'm off base saying that it might be about Morrissey. But anyway, because that's what just comes to my big fat head. But anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for the requests as well. I'm glad I listened to this. Like I said, I really enjoyed it. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting, all that stuff. Coming back for another Morrissey Friday, and I'll talk to you fine folks again soon.